One of the things after 9/11 that obviously happened to Muslim Americans was this whole feeling of you're a spy, we ought to do something with you people. Now, if you're a Japanese American, you remember this. And you remember that the government put 120,000 of you into camps, and then 40 years later, apologized and said, well, there wasn't really any real necessity, military necessity for it. In fact, the government suppressed FBI reports which said there was no military necessity. So this poem is in the voice of a Japanese-American man who owns a greenhouse like my grandfather. And he's one of the leaders of the community, and they rounded up the community leaders right after Pearl Harbor. One of the stories about this is the father of Min Yasui. Min Yasui is one of the 3 Japanese Americans who took the case of the internment camps to the Supreme Court. And they came to Yasui's house, and they arrested his father for 2 reasons. One, that he had a cup from the Japanese government for being a good businessman, and that they found a map of the Panama Canal. And they said that he was planning to blow up the Panama Canal. And even when he told them, well, I didn't even draw that map. It's a map my kid drew for school. They said, you need to prove to us that you're not planning to blow up the Panama Canal. So some of these men were kept from their families for the course of the war and even 6 months after the war. So this is a man, he's writing to his wife in another camp. And again, his friend Masuo plays the biwa, and he's bruised because the Japanese Americans fought among themselves about whether to go along with the government and prove that the government was wrong by being super patriots, or to protest and what the government was doing. So letters from Tule Lake Internment Camp, 1942 to 45. Dear Michiko, do songs sound different in prison? I think there are more spaces between the words. I think when the song ends, the silence does not stop singing. I think there is nothing but song. Matsuo's back, his bruises almost healed, a tooth missing. His biwa comes out again with the stars, a nightly matter. He sends his regards. Do you get fed these putrid gray beans? I hope you haven't swallowed too many of them. They put my stomach in a permanent revolt, shouting, no emperor should ever feed his people so harshly. I agree. Let's you and I grow skinny together. Let's keep the peace. Any second, the lights will go out. I look around and see many honest men who hide their beauty as best they can. I think that's what the whites hate, our beauty. The way we carry the life of plants inside us, seedlings and fruit, flowers and a flushed tree, fields, feet of weeds. Why can't they see the doors inside them? So, if they found an answer to that, they would find an answer to why those who are hungry and cold go off to battle to become hungrier and colder, farther from home. 9 o'clock, the lights all out. Sometimes, Michiko, I think of my greenhouse. How I used to stand at night in its freshly steaming dark and say, these are the most beautiful orchids and roses in the world. And their fragrance seeped inside me, stayed even when I sold it. What is it like now in Tokyo? They say it is sunk like a great ship. Forgive me. blessed with a chance to talk to my wife, more beautiful than any greenhouse rose. All I can do is moan. And yet, if I didn't tell you, I would be angry at you for not listening, blaming you for what I haven't spoken. And it's too late for that. Ichiko, when you write back, please tell me what country I'm in. I feel so poor now. These words are all I own.